Thanks, Tom.
Got it.
Yep. So a little bit of introduction of myself. I'm Nathan, co-founder and CEO of Secure3. We're based in Silicon Valley and half-time in San Francisco and half-time in Shanghai. So Down invited me to talk about a little bit on how to achieve massive adoption in the security sector, because I know there are a lot of traders in South Korea, and asset security and product security is definitely one of the most important aspects of the crypto space. Because not sure everyone knows, but smart contract is from the engineering design perspective, it's full of single point failure. So that in traditional industry, there are a lot of layers of protection. And there's a common sense that if one protocol failed, all of the protection layers are failed. But in smart contract, if your protocol is hacked, there's just like one single layer. So for us, we are just going to focus on how to achieve mass adoption in the security space by with the decentralized intelligence. So a little bit about who we are. So we founded last year. We based in Silicon Valley, and my two other co-founders, they were the former chief strategy officer of Certic and the former head of engineering of Certic as well. And basically what we do is that we invited certified auditors to compete instead of just using as a centralized company to audit the protocol and give out a rubber stamp. And we validated the contest result and delivered the report to both the project and the community of your protocol. And so some of the expertise and past experience for DeFi, definitely, nowadays they call ParaX because they combine together with parallel finance. But Paraspace is one of the DeFi products that we have audited. Also, Izumi, Apex, that's on the DeFi range. We are the only decentralized platform who are able to audit the ZK's infras and also wallets and fiats. So basically for Unipass, Japoas, also ZK-Sync's verifiable contract, Mantle Network, Manta SDK, and Shardion's mainnet. So those are the infra protocols that our community has protected. And also a lot of game and NFT projects as well. Also DAOs and socials. Those are more on the application layer. There are quite a few pain points in the current audit industry. How many of you guys have used a centralized auditing firm? Raise your hand. Of course, Alex, you have to. Yeah, so basically, they're expensive, of course, and most of the people don't really know why they're expensive, and it's hard to evaluate the outcome of an audit until the protocol is hacked. And oftentimes, there are a very long waiting period. There are long waiting periods for each of the centralized company, and of course, since they're centralized, they're hiring auditor to do the audit, to do the code review. So of course they will have limited amount of talents, just like in the Web2 industry. That some of the best programmers are in Google, some of the others are with ByteDance, some of the others are with Apple, and so on and so forth. But all of those engineers, or say most of the engineers, will answer questions on Stack Overflow. They will ask something on Quora, so on and so forth. And especially in Asian market, they're more like a marketing-driven stuff. So probably if you want to do ICO, if you want to do IDO, if you want to sell your NFT, or you want to publish your game, the exchange want you to get audited. But since you don't really know how to choose the auditing firm, that could be like purely marketing-driven, right? And like I said, they're fully incentivized because as an auditor, basically, if I'm the auditor of a centralized firm, I'm the employee. So I earn a fixed salary no matter what the outcome is. So basically, I don't really care about my input on the audit report. I just do my day job. But in our contest, basically, if you don't contribute, you earn nothing. So that's more like way better incentive for the auditors. And for us, one aspect that we're able to achieve is data-driven matching of the audit contest. So, like I said previously, one single auditing firm can only have a certain amount of limited talent. But for the contest, we do have the metadata, and also from the code perspective, also the duration, so that we are able to dissect your code before we initiate a contest. So we extract all of the features, and we match auditors with the corresponding background and previous experience to your project with respect to the auditor data. And also, we rely on the previous vulnerabilities that they found into 16 different dimensions. So, I mean, I said multiple, but there are actually 16 dimensions on the angles of penetration. Because basically, reviewing your code is more like a touching an elephant in a big black box. That if you only have one or two people reviewing the code, it's just like touching it from one angle. But if you have multiple people from multiple backgrounds, it's going to be just like approaching it from their own expertise. And then we're able to estimate the coverage, because some of them are like good to have. I think my colleague gave a very good demo over this. So some of them are must-have on the left-hand side, and on the enhanced coverage, it will be nice to have on the peripheral. So yeah, so the matching part actually give out both the must-haves and the nice-to-have. Sorry for jumping over back and forth, but for methods, we do, like I said, we do pre-contest scan, like the static analysis, and also GPT-based. So that, because one example is for the Merlin Dex. For the Merlin Dex rug, it will be GPT-4 is able to discover the risk in the Merlin Dex, because it's just like one line of change, a couple of lines of change of the code that they forked from other protocol to add the backdoor that they were able to rug it. So it's more going to be like a GPT-based pre-audit scanner, so that to eliminate very fundamental risks. And the real audit contest is purely manual review, and they're gonna compete with each other anonymously. So we have done, so they are not anonymous to us, but they're anonymous to both the client and each other. The reason that we keep them anonymous to the client is that we don't want them to wear the same pair of pants with the client, so that they are not biased. The reason that we keep them anonymous to each other is to create a prisoner dilemma. So they are like, from the game theory perspective, they are incentivized to report the bug instead of retain the bug until the protocol gets online and they go ahead and hack it, which often happen for decentralized firm. Because to be fair, quite a few crypto projects, their founders don't really know how to code. They're more like on a financial background or like a business background. So they have no way to understand that if their developer write the backdoor or so on and so forth on the code to hack the protocol, so that they need to rely on the auditing firm to help them to discover it. But we trust the power of community and trust the power of math, because the Nash equilibrium actually drive the auditor toward providing more feedback in order to earn more portion of the pool instead of retaining it. So by connecting the dots, the contest will have first the flexibility, because we are able to customize the plan for the clients regarding to what you need and what your product really covers. And also the second part is data. So we monitor the performance, we validate the performance, and we also provide the issue statistics so that you know how to measure the outcome of a security evaluation. Also, we provide the vulnerable code pattern to like the entire community. Also, from the developer perspective, because like I said at the very beginning, the smart contract is designed with single point failure. So there must be multiple layers of protection. You can't rely on, like the audit. You have to start from the developer stage, from the stage of development. The whole thing is constructed in a secure way. Also, from the quality side, we incentivize the auditors. So they're purely, like I said, they're purely performance based. There will be 3 to 10x auditors on one project at one time. They're only matched to like one single project. Instead of in bug bounty platform, they might just like tap multiple of them and see if there's low hanging fruit that they can grab, and they just walk away. So that's one way of assuring the engagement. Also, they will compete, like I said, they will compete independently, anonymously, to ensure the quality of the findings. So, little bit introduction of your whole business journey with us, for instance. For the pre-audit process, it will take at most like a week, because we guarantee to kick off, but then 48 hours. And there won't be a wait time, because we have a community of 300 auditors on the platform already. But roughly, according to our backfill data, it roughly takes about a week for the project to get in touch and get started. So basically, just share the code. If there's NDA, we need to sign the NDA, because all of the auditors sign NDA with us. So it's safe for you to share the code with us. And we estimate the effort and send you the plan, and we can discuss it or like customize it over it according to your timeline, budget, and coverage, so on and so forth. And then we receive the payment and notify the auditors, hey, these are the pool, and we just go ahead and kick it off. And during the audit, we match auditors for your project, and there will be weekly updates if the contest is longer than a week. There won't be weekly update, just straight up to the V0 version. If it is shorter than a week, our internal team will examine and validate the contest finding and fix suggestions, because the grading standard is strictly double blind. So we hide all of any one of you guys from academia background? So basically, because I dropped my PhD from Stanford, but when I submit the manuscript to the journals, there will be multiple reviewers reviewing my stuff anonymously. So we apply the same method in grading the findings. So we will hide the submitter's name, and our internal team will grade each of the findings separately, and from the scale of 0 to 3. So 3 is like all good. 0 is it's not even a thing. And if there are 3, it's pass. If there are 2 zeros, it's gonna be rejected. And if there's like 1 0 and 1 3, and the third person is gonna kick in to decide whether it is bugged or not. And then we deliver the result to the client. And there will be up to like a week for you to review and comment on the first delivery. And we validate your fixes, and we do all of the post-audit support regarding to like marketing needs, like PR needs, also like continuously engage to the community. We also provide like 1 free bug bounty to you guys after you finish the audit, which is like it's for all of the newcomers to the Secure3 auditor community. They don't have a track record on the platform. They only have a track record like before they join the contest. So they will find the data point that they will contribute to the platform will be the bugs that they submit on the bug bounty platform. So there will be higher chance for them to get the low hanging fruit as an audit contest after they do well in the bug bounty. So that's what I call continuous engagement. That's included in the post audit as well. Couple of case studies, because like I said, we want to be impartial for the performance that the auditors do and versus the centralized company. So for Mantle Network, they have done multiple audits on the full protocols with Sigma Prime and Diligence. We do have a higher coverage on the contract, interdependency, and logic level, which is pretty consistent with the current discovery or current coverage of the DeFi hacks, where 85% of the bugs found were actually on the logic level instead of the implementation level. But Sigma Prime and Diligence, they focus more on parameter checks, utilizations, and the design of the OP rollup, which is their expertise. Like I said, one single centralized company, they hire like a one niche of person, they approach it from one single angle. So that's their expertise, and they do pretty well on top of it. But I mean, cost-wise, we only cost like 60%, so that's one advantage as well. Another half Korean native project is I think their head of product is Korean, ARK. Their first audit only found like a low-end informational issues, which is quite unpleasant for their investors and LPs. So on top of their first audit, we still able to manage to have like 2 criticals and 5 mediums, which is because we define criticals in a different ways compared to like other centralized firms. So we value we define the level of criticality really based on how the protocol is being halted or the money is stolen. So basically, only those things are categorized as critical. So they're acknowledged by Delphi and other major liquidity providers to finally launch the project. So I think our people are gonna be around the Korean Blockchain Week this week. So there are a bunch of good people to talk to. Also, case study of Parax, which I just said they're previously Parallel Finance plus Paraspace. So they benchmark between 7 different auditing parties: Trilobits, Certic, Paradise, us, QuantStamp, Slopenist, and Code Arena. So we do find our community, they found 3 critical issues on top of TOV and Certic, and then they switched to us for all the future updates after the comparison. And Shield is basically, long story short, we saved them about $1.5 million US, and we helped them with on-chain hotfixes. So yeah, those are all of the case studies. So if you want to read all of the reports, this is the go-to link. And if you guys want to know more about how it works, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be sitting on the back of the room for a while, and I'm pretty sure that you guys will see me all around this week. I'll be in Seoul the entire week next week, and I'll be in Token 2049. If any of you guys based in the Bay Area or coming to Shanghai, feel free to let me know. And thanks again for the invitation. Yeah, any questions? Feel free to go for it.
How do you do price finding, like bounty finding? How do you compare with Immunify, for example?
Great question. So Immunify, they are more like an open bounty platform, and basically the customers set their own bounties instead of instructed. But for us, we average out all of the payouts for the let me put it this way. So for all of the exploits and all of the bug bounty payouts, we do have a database to instruct you roughly on this level of based on how much money that you how much your TVL is, and how much that you want to invest in the bug bounty. We kind of like instruct you how to set the boundaries for the criticals, for the median, and what should be valid and what should not. Yeah, and one interesting thing is that quite a few DeFi protocols, they are not willing to do the bug bounty because they feel like, because they're more institution phasing instead of like retail phasing, so that they feel like, because those institutions, they have their internal team taking a look at the code before staking money in, because that's their needs. So they do have something like a time log, or like they deploy the version, which is like they open source a earlier version instead of the like earlier than the deployed version. So there are multiple ways of design to sort of protect themselves from being hacked. Any other questions? If not, I think we're all good. Thanks for